Hi, Lou here, and I am going to talk about hand-holding for the players from the game designer's point of view. I'm going to start with a quote from game designer T.C. Petty III. Quote, "There's literally so many games that you could make a catastrophic move that you would never recover from, and it's not bad game design to do so." Unquote. And I agree with that because it's not the game designer's job to play the game for the players. If the player is there, you hope that the player is there to play the game, to rely on themselves, not to have somebody else tell them how to play. If they want someone else to tell them how to play, they're not playing a game anymore, they're doing something else. So the question is, where does hand-holding end or begin? Now in my case, I don't want people to fail to play the game in accordance with the rules. So I'll do everything I can to help make sure they play the game the way I intended it to be played, assuming that I did the rules right. I'm not talking about the spirit of the game, I'm talking about the rules of the game. So I'll give them what I call a cheat sheet or a player's aid, one page, because while most players do not read the rules, some of them will read a one-page sheet that's right in front of them. I'll give them strategy hints, although I usually give them a warning ahead of time, don't read them unless you want these strategy hints. But I won't hold their hands when they actually make choices. That's their job. Once again, it's not the game designer's job to make choices for the players. Now, in video games, that has changed. The wisdom for video game designers is make sure the players always know what they're supposed to do next. Maybe the designer doesn't actually do it for them, although I see nothing wrong with that for people who just want to partake of the story of the game. So I am, in fact, an advocate of autoplay, where if a player runs into a part of the game that's too tough for them, for whatever reason, they can have the game play through it and then take over again. But you have to consider that video games are in most part puzzles, and for the most part, there's a story of some kind, and when you get to the end, you're done. You beat the game, you don't play it again. So I'm not saying you should do that in team games or multiplayer games online. And you can do that in board games if you want, but of course it's more difficult, because you don't have a computer to do it. So it's simpler to just say, let the players make the decisions. You can make the game simple if you want. You can give them signposts if you really want, but aren't the players there to play the game themselves? Think about it. Thanks for listening.